This time, I want to tell you a love truth that will burst the pink bubble in your heart, hoping you'll avoid detours. Especially for girls full of expectations for love, but without direction. Not processing and beautifying love brings you one step closer to a healthy relationship. In this video, I've outlined several key points to help you avoid major pitfalls in intimate relationships. From a psychological perspective, I'll tell you what it is, why, and how to do it. If you've ever misjudged people, save this and listen to it repeatedly. It can serve as a safety rail when choosing a partner. Don't believe in fairy tales anymore? Are you ready? Welcome to the real world of love. First point, someone who loves you must have self-esteem. A healthy partner will definitely have self-esteem in front of you. They will want to present themselves well. Those low self-esteem pleas and hysterics have nothing to do with love. That's a lack of character, not your responsibility. So if a man always cries poor to you, plays the victim, says how pitiful he is, you should directly consider him as viewing you as an object of profit, because someone who loves you hopes to be seen highly by you. He will want to be the hero in your world, or at least not want to be looked down upon by you. Never rationalize the other person's behavior. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine if you fell in love with someone. Would you bluntly ask them to borrow money, or not wash your hair or face, and then tell them that your home is even messier than your appearance? Would you worry that they might misunderstand some of your actions and form a bad impression of you? Similarly, a person who completely disregards your opinion, repeatedly exposes their unworthiness, and shows no self-esteem in their words and actions is definitely lacking. Lacking people don't have love, only needs. It's not that you can't choose such a person, but if what you want is love, not being a tool or becoming someone else's need, then you need to observe the level of self-esteem your dating partner displays in front of you. Second, someone who loves you won't be much better than you. Would you fall in love with someone much worse than you? If you wouldn't, neither would others. So if you want a quality partner, the simplest method is to make yourself quality. And when you first meet someone, be cautious of those who excessively flaunt their excellence to you. When a person truly possesses something, they are unaware of it. There's a saying, familiarity breeds contempt, meaning that when something becomes a habit, it's taken for granted. For example, no Harvard student will repeatedly tell you they're from Harvard. Because everyone around them is from Harvard, they think it's normal. If you tell them they're amazing, they'll tell you it's not that great, because their subconscious is already used to this information and won't particularly emphasize it. Similarly, if someone repeatedly tells you they're from a prestigious school, they're an expert, they're very wealthy, or if someone's social media is all luxury cars, mansions, banquets, excluding other purposes like commercial marketing, if they're sincerely trying to be friends with you and repeatedly show these things, then you should be alert. In psychology, the more you have, the less aware you are of it, and the more you emphasize something, the more likely it's something you don't have. Third, you need to have subjectivity and treat yourself as the primary focus in an intimate relationship. Often ask yourself, am I happy? Am I satisfied? Openly tell the other person your needs. Someone who likes you will be particularly willing to fulfill them. Those who won't fulfill your needs won't do so whether you say it or not. Only by expressing yourself can you know whether the other person cares about your feelings and respects your needs. Deep, intimate relationships aren't about sharing values, but sharing vulnerabilities. When both expose the flaws they've been desperately trying to cover up and are caught by the other, that's when the relationship truly begins to deepen. False self-attraction always attracts false intimate relationships. Love isn't about how to attract others. You don't need to put yourself on display, carefully decorate yourself, and give up your time and space for others to choose. Having subjectivity is more important than being loved. Learning to be yourself, love yourself, and satisfy yourself will be more attractive than pretending to be perfect. Fourth, trust your intuition. You need to ensure that most of the time, your interactions are pleasant. Don't use logic to analyze problems. Ask yourself more about your feelings. Many girls experience what's called hopeless love, where thinking about the future of this relationship makes them uneasy, insecure, filled with negative energy, constantly consuming themselves. Such a relationship is meaningless and worthless to you. The purpose of two people being together can be for growth, for support, for companionship, for love, but definitely not for a stomach full of grievances, a pillow full of tears, or sleepless nights of tossing and turning. Ease, joy, and lightness are the signal lights of a healthy relationship. Fifth, don't just scrutinize love, also scrutinize character. My psychology teacher once told me that what ultimately sustains a relationship with someone is their character at its lowest point. From a psychological perspective, personality structure is a person's core values and moral standards formed over a long period, which will consistently and stably influence every decision a person makes. And this is extremely important. Personality structure isn't just about behavior towards you. It's about self-limitation and restraint towards everything. Look at their attitude towards the weak. See the reasons for their emotional outbursts. Listen to their biggest attacks on others. These are the lowest points you'll have to bear in the future. Don't think this has nothing to do with you. A person who beat their ex-girlfriend to the point of fracture, no matter how good they are to you now, you shouldn't be happy about it. This isn't favoritism. You'll soon be in the hospital. If everyone wants to see about character discernment, you can leave a message for me. Here, I'll just mention a framework for avoiding major character pitfalls. A calm and kind mentality is always a person's best character foundation. At least when your love disappears over time, they will still be a kind and good person, not ending with you both covered in wounds. Sixth, don't listen to love with your ears, use your eyes to see. Don't listen to what he says. Actions are the true manifestation of his inner self. Language is mostly a rationalization for one's own behavior. If love only exists in words and not in actions, then it doesn't exist. Don't do any more unnecessary actions. People who can provoke your self-justification psychology usually don't have a high level of character. Don't be unwilling to let go because the ending doesn't match the process. Don't care about the final gains and losses. Don't fall into the sunk cost fallacy. And don't choose continuous pain just to avoid feeling uncomfortable for a moment. Those who bravely end things are rewarded with a brand new beginning. If you can honestly face love, truly treat yourself as the primary focus in an intimate relationship, feel comfortable and relaxed in the relationship, boldly express vulnerability, exchange feelings, while staying clear-headed, shift focus from love itself to the other person's character, and have the courage to leave a bad relationship, even if you're not a person with great romantic charm. You won't choose a terrible partner. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your free likes are the greatest encouragement for me. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.